Hello, everyone. So, according to American gods, mead is the appropriate beverage when going on certain kinds of adventures or quests or contracts. I'm not sure if I would call this a contract, but yeah. I have been doing my best to work out how to do the Adventurerathon readathon this month. And I've made some progress so far. So, I've actually finished 2 books that apply to this quest. Just 2 so far. But, it's early days. I finished the Guildhall book. So, to start this adventure, our avatars enter the Guildhall and decide which table to sit at. My character, my avatar, is a mage of some sort. Hasn't really figured out who she is quite yet, but a mage of some variety. Not the kind of mage, however, who thrives on being surrounded by other mages. So, this particular mage is going to sit with the people that have all the pokey things, which is table 2. Lots of swords, throwing stars, quarterstaves. My weapon of choice is a quarterstaff. So, yeah. For this book, I chose The Blood Brothers of Gore, which I'd heard shreds about. Not a lot, but just enough to know that it was a questionable series. But I hadn't read it, and I had to try it just once. I chose book 18 in the series. So, by this book, one would assume the author has figured out how to write a book. So, any problems are not due to being a brand new author, having a crappy editor, anything like that. So, any problems are just to do with the writer themselves. Well, it was a terrible book. And I'm not reading any more of them. So while it was a terrible book, I did finish it completely. It was horrible. But I know just how horrible. And it allows me to get rid of not just that book, but the entirety of my stacks of gore books that I acquired for free from a not terribly questionable location, but they were glad to be rid of them. And I will be glad to be rid of them. So that is the Guildhall book. Completed. Moving on. The next stop in my adventure so far has been the Sage's Retreat, which is appropriate. Mages and sages, they're kind of cut from similar stripes. For this prompt, we're to select a letter randomly. So I did just that. Random letter generator. Through this magic portal known as Google, I found myself a random letter generator. And it gave me the letter M. So for the letter M, I chose a suitably magey book, Metazoa. Doesn't that sound like a good word for a mage? Metazoa. Metazoa is a book about biology, and evolutionary biology, and how the magic of consciousness arises from all that scummy stuff that started out way before humans got to the planet. So, I finished Metazoa. It was good. Check out my last video for a review on that book. And I'm moving on to the next prompt in the adventure. So, the next book that I will be focusing on for this adventure will probably be the Elderglade book. A book about a creepy forest, an enchanted forest. A forest where interesting things are happening. For this book, I have chosen Dreamcatcher by Stephen King. Now, I don't know what is going on in this creepy forest. This is a book that I started last year and didn't really get very far in, but I got far enough into it to know that you don't wander around in those woods because something really creepy is going on in those woods. Like, really creepy, like floating lights in the sky, and all of the wild animals fleeing something horrible, and humans that show up with really weird symptoms. So, I think that counts as a creepy enough enchanted forest. I am about a third of the way through Dreamcatcher right now. So, that will definitely be a book that I'll be finishing soon. Also on my TBR for this adventure, for Karst Village, a book with a place of some sort in the title. The book I've chosen for this prompt is City of the Beast by Michael Moorcock. City being a place, it's in the title. City of the Beast is a very short book. This will be nice because Dreamcatcher is a very long book, which is not so nice. Yes. Also on our list is The Everglow Falls. For this book, we need a source of light and water, both on the cover. For this book, I have chosen The Magician King, which has I'm saying it's a sun. It's not really clear. It's probably a sun, because the sun does go down over water, and that is what it looks like on the cover. So, that works. The Magician King. This is book 2 in the series, following The Magicians, which I read last year. And it seems appropriate for a mage to be reading about fellow mages. And then last in this list is The Well of Fortune. In this, we need a source of magic that resides in a thing. A specific thing. So for this, I've chosen Blood Trillium. I don't know much about this book. I try not to know that much about these books. But from what I read about it, there is indeed magic that comes from a specific source. So this works. We'll find out more when we read the book soon. In addition to these prompts, we now have the bounty prompts. Now, I may or may not read for each of these prompts, and I have not yet set a book for each of these prompts. But here are the things that I will be identifying books to go with very soon. First, we have Crone's Nest, for which we need a book with either dark witches or witches doing dark things. I haven't decided what to read for this one, but I'm thinking about it. So if you have any ideas for books that I should read about dark witches doing dark things, let me know in the comments. Then we have important delivery, for which we need a book with a travel element. I think I might have a couple really good books for this prompt, so I will keep you posted on this one. Probably I have one coming up in a very near video. But if you have any suggestions, again, place them in the comments below. I will definitely check them out. Next we have Missing, Presumed Alive. A book featuring a disappearance. I actually just finished several books with disappearances. So unfortunately, since these hadn't come out yet, those will not apply for this challenge. But I will be looking to see if I have any other books about disappearances. I might, actually. But I won't let on now. I'm not going to commit myself early to these prompts, because once you commit yourself, it takes gold to change your mind. Very important. Then we have Monster Slayer. For Monster Slayer, we must read a book with at least 600 pages. Now, I have put in a question about a book for this prompt, and I may have a response already. We will find out. You're seeing this live, folks. Let us find out if this is going to work. Well, I think that we're still waiting. Let me hold off on committing on this book. Very soon. Very soon. Okay. Next we have Nocturnal Terrors. An entire book at night. For this prompt, we read an entire book at night. Considering that I am a night owl, this is an easy prompt. Now, it does not say an entire book in one night, but we might find a shorter book and read it in a night. This could work. And why do we have this accent? We don't know. We will find out. Next prompt in the bounties is Tangling with Terror. This book, all we know is that it must be monster smut. I actually don't know if I have a book in my collection that fits this prompt. This is one I will have to look into. So, of all the books so far, this one may be one that I do not complete for this challenge. Because I'm not really sure. I probably don't have one. We'll find out. Yes. Alright. Then Unveiling Corruption. A book about politics or politicians. Now, in my not so magey existence, I actually went to school studying politics and politicians for several years. And I have lots of books on this subject, but maybe not books that a mage would want to read. So, there are some options. There are lots of books with politicians in them. Are they acting like politicians? Maybe. We shall see. And then there are two prompts that are not reading prompts at all, that are photographs. Wild Magic, in which we take a photograph of something wild or strange or unusual in a place around us. Now, this is a plant, a critter, an odd-shaped thing. We'll be looking around for these things. These can be signs of something important for mages to know anyway. So we will be looking for these as a matter of course. We will find out. If we take a photograph like this, it may show up in a video somehow through some magic. Maybe. And last, we have Written in the Stars, in which we take a photo of the night sky. Now, where my night sky is now, it is mostly not stars. It is mostly that fluffy gray stuff that drops horrible icy stuff. We don't like that. So, we shall see. And we shall see if the camera actually takes pictures that focus enough to see stars. Also, we shall see. So, those are all of the prompts and my thoughts on them for the Adventurerathon. Let me know in the comments if you have any suggestions for any of the prompts I do not have a book for yet. And if you are also doing this adventure, let me know what your character is like and what your character chose for the Guild Hall. And I shall talk to you later when I have completed a little bit more of this grand adventure. Bye, guys!